Yeah, so what you do this weekend?
We just going just like that?
Yeah, what you do
Okay.
this weekend?
I see the tables is on me. Mike Check is your captain. Weekend highlights. I want to sound important and make it seem like I was just out there just, saving souls for Christ. But I went to the Vegan Dale Festival this weekend.
The Vegan Dale.
Yes,
I've
the
never heard
Vegan
of
Dale
that.
Festival.
I've never heard of that.
So that kind of aligns right with our topic tonight. That ain't none of y'all's business. What you do this weekend?
Well, what's the Vegan
What is
Dale?
that?
Yeah.
Okay,
What is
she
that?
just
I don't
y'all
know what
want to
that
know.
is.
The Vegan Dale is a once-a-year festival. It was held at Los Angeles State Park, and it's an abundance of just different vendors, from vegan food to ice cream to you name it. I think Auntie Tab was in the building. Shout out to Tabitha Brown.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It was just a vibe with just creatives. But one thing one of my friends said, she said, there's some thick ass vegans here.
Uh-oh.
And I just had to break that mentality that not all vegans are shaped the same. Okay.
You could be a
Lizzo's
thick
a thick
vegan.
ass
You could be a
vegan.
thick ass vegan.
Lizzo is a thick ass vegan.
She's a thick ass.
She's a vegan?
She's vegan.
That's a thick ass
Oh.
vegan.
Why did I say it like that? I'm sorry.
We both said it at the same time.
I am so sorry.
And we're not body
I
shaming.
meant nothing by that.
I just think that it's so creative that we look at the body and we're, being judgmental of how
They gonna say I'm fat shaming her.
right, me too.
I'm
But no,
not.
shout out to Lizzo.
I just didn't know she was vegan.
I didn't
bro.
know either, but vegan is not easy.
She does
It's
a
not
lot
an
of
easy
cooking
lifestyle.
videos.
She
A
does.
lot
Listen,
of cooking TikToks.
I need the
yeah.
meats.
She likes
Pause.
to cook.
Okay, and I need to go
I mean-
find me some Lizzo. Shout out to Lizzo. What you do this weekend?
You
He's
saw what
got
I
it.
did.
Not
You saw what
I would
was
tell
doing
y'all what
this
his handle
weekend.
is, but he's got everything we
Listen,
need.
damn.
I'm listening.
They'll go find it on their own time.
But
But
because I found it and I wasn't even looking.
I was celebrating Halloween a little early. I went out to LA.
I think a lot of people would celebrate Halloween this weekend.
Yeah.
I think we're the only ones that didn't celebrate.
I went to the club,
Oh.
clubbing. I had me a good old time. Now I'm recovering.
And what you drinking of?
This is a herbal tea
Yes.
Product
that our
placement.
girl Tati and her brand is
Shout out to
called
Tati.
Indo Love Herbs.
Let's get you a
And
snap for Tati one time.
Yes.
Yes.
I
okay.
just met her today and I was like, girl, what is this? This concoction.
You thought it was something else,
this
huh?
cup. Yeah, I thought this was
Greatness.
some gas.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Some za.
Some
But
gas.
no, this is the herbs.
You was
this
like
one,
Indo love.
Listen, Indo Love. Come on now. But this one is called Daily Love. The ingredients are, what's this?
Chamomile.
Chamomile,
sorry.
Tulsi,
Uh-huh.
turmeric,
Uh-huh.
and cinnamon. Listen,
Yes.
public school education. Okay, it's been a minute.
No, it's okay. I'm
Okay,
Won't tell
so
nobody
yeah, you
that.
just heat this up, boil some water, put your herbs in there, and then
It's good
tea.
for
It's
stress,
tea. It's good for,
anxiety,
yeah,
and
stress.
inflammation.
Which one you got
Anxiety.
and what you do this weekend?
I have the Women's Love. It has chamomile, lemon
Yes.
balm, ashwagandha, and dandelion. This one is good for bloating, PCOS, and period symptoms. So I actually need some of this. I'm gonna have to.
And it tastes good.
It really does
It
It actually
afterwards
tastes good.
because I can
And-
use some of that.
Yeah.
She makes these herself, right?
Uh-huh. She
Yeah.
makes them herself. So
Yeah.
shout out to Tati one time. Shout out to Tati. Don't think we getting out of the way of what you did this weekend. No, tell us.
Well, I am fresh off the boat, literally, because I was on a cruise this weekend. Carnival cruise. Shout out to Carnival.
2 snaps for Carnival.
Come on,
yes,
cruise.
one of my
Yes.
older cousins, she was turning 50. We were celebrating her this weekend on the Carnival cruise. We went to Ensenada, had some tacos, had some tequila, had a time. You know what it is.
Boy, did we have a time
a time.
last night, honey.
Y'all
okay.
already know what it is.
Okay. Tonight.
What we talking about?
Oh, honey. When I think about this topic, for one, it's your captain, right?
Oh yeah.
This has never been a strong suit for mine's audience because sometimes life's for me in this department. But tonight, y'all, we're talking about dating.
Dun,
And we're
dun,
talking
dun.
about, shout out to
Yeah,
Charlie.
Shout out to
Chuck
Charlie.
Mack, right.
That's how we feel too, Charlie.
Come here. Come here.
Dating in the 2020s. Normally, I like to say for the 99, 2000s. But for the 2020s, we're talking about dating. And our focal point tonight, y'all, okay? Let me just get a drum roll for dating real quick. Dating is not easy.
It's not.
It's not easy. And tonight, we're just going to break down some of the judgments, some of the things that happen in dates, some of the requirements. We're going to shoot right off the hip. And
Caleb.
you see I'm struggling.
No,
you see I'm struggling. You see me like,
No,
oh.
it's okay.
I'm dead.
No, because Caleb has the list anyway. So Caleb, let's get it, because dating is a very hot topic in the social media world right now.
Yes, it is.
So I am coming across a lot of very controversial content on a daily basis. The most recent thing, one of the most recent things I would say, being these lists, these do's and don'ts, these don't take no girl on a first date to these specific places.
If I take you to church, baby, you better enjoy yourself.
So we are going to review these viral lists as a group and just share our thoughts. Okay. So Caleb, take it away.
Okay, so yeah, we saw this list. Was this like on Instagram?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so there's a list on Instagram going around and it says, "Ladies Strike Back. A new list of men that have no business dating."
Period. That's what it said. Give us a few off of there.
I guess this list could go for like men and women, I think.
It could. Give us a few.
The first one,
I suppose.
it says men with toddlers or younger kids.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a no for me, babe.
So men with toddlers and younger kids should have no business dating?
I mean, not no business dating, but me personally, I'm not dating a man with kids.
Can I see your phone?
I'm not dating
Can I see what it says?
a man with kids.
No, that's what it's saying.
With babies.
This is a list comprised by women, and they're saying these are men who have no business dating, period. So if they're saying men with toddlers or younger they're basically saying that men with kids have no business dating. Do y'all agree with that?
I just kind of feel, I used to be judgmental like that until one of my family members told me, well, Nita, you're the only one without kids. I said, oh, is it me? So you want to be judgmental, but when you think about it, I'll be 41 in December. I'm the only one without actual children. So what do I look like saying, you can't bring your baby? Of course, right? But at the same time, does that take away from the fact that you could be potentially good for somebody because you have a kid?
I don't think that men,
I don't think
men with children have no business, or I guess, well, they said specifically men with toddlers or younger. So I think they're implying that you should be focused on maybe fatherhood during that specific time period.
Maybe.
And not so much focused on dating. I think that's what
that sounds judgmental to me. I would be the one on this side, right?
I mean, you don't know somebody's life. I don't think that necessarily like takes you out of dating. I think it puts parameters on your dating. I think it creates, you need to have healthy boundaries around dating when children are involved, but doesn't mean you can't date. I don't know that it means that you can't date.
Because they have to have somebody to get the baby. I mean, they just didn't pick it out of a catalog. Let me get age 27.
Yeah.
They didn't happen that way.
When you have kids, dating looks different.
It looks different, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't.
Okay, yeah, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't.
Yeah.
What else is on
So I don't necessarily agree with that. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us
what's
something
number
else.
2?
You have to read all of them. Give us a few.
Men that sag their pants.
Yeah.
Well,
gross.
sometimes as a woman, I sag mine. It's not on purpose. It's just,
You know what they talking about.
You know what they talking about.
Below the booty.
Below
okay.
the booty.
Okay. Give us something else.
Men that disrespect women.
In what way? In general?
Yeah.
I mean, disrespect.
Okay.
Just being
if you disrespect women, you have no business dating, period.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Like, period.
Okay.
I absolutely agree with that.
Men that gotta tell their mama everything.
Oh, yes, no.
Let the church say
Mama's boys. To the left, to the left.
But they always say you gotta watch how a man treat his mother, because that's
that
how
part
he's
right there.
treat
Did we
you.
not say that in our conversation
with her?
when we
so
were talking?
You can say
you can't make a healthy decision on your own as a grown man. You have to run to your mother.
Okay, very situational.
I mean, I think it just depends. You're right on the situation.
Situational.
I seen Cisco struggling off that little ass chair, but shout out to Cisco's in the building. 2 snap for Cisco tonight. Welcome back. I just think that it could be mom or it could be their homeboy. It could be their sister. It could be
if
anybody.
You have a confidant.
Pillow talk is pillow talk.
I feel like if you have a confidant who you kind of like share your idea, unbiased, of course. But if you're just a man who needs to go to your mom for your decision making,
and then I don't know how I feel. No, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Especially it's like if we have things going on in our relationship. And you going back and telling your mama about stuff that we got going on. Yeah. What if I don't want her to know, like, what if I don't want her in our business like that?
I agree with that. Give us 2 more. Give us some good ones.
Let's see. I'm looking for some good ones.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Make sure y'all send this to your grandmama, send this to your cousin. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. What else?
Some of these are like
basic.
Really basic.
Okay.
Married men.
Duh.
He's got everything we need. If y'all wonder why I keep singing that, shout out to Kirk Franklin in that song.
What does she say? Keep your legs closed to married men. Oop.
What was that one? Repeat. I'm sorry.
But how do you date a married man? I mean, I know how. I don't personally know, Tati. But how do you date a married man?
You don't.
You don't. So whose fault is it? Is that the man or the woman's fault?
Because he's not going to leave.
It's the woman.
No, it depends on the parties who are aware of the marriage. So if a woman is aware
what's
of
the
the marriage,
likelihood of a woman not knowing that man is married?
That I feel like that's judgment. That feels judgmental.
It depends on what he's telling
you
her.
don't know, like men are liars. It depends on
what he's telling her. Yeah.
Men be lying.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Let me not say men are liars. There are men who lie. Not all men are liars.
You hear those stories,
and
of
this
like
has been a public service.
Women being like, "Oh, he told me he's gonna leave her, and he got me a ring too, but baby, that's the ring that was."
Yeah, and if you're aware of the marriage as a woman in any capacity, then yes, you are a guilty party. Of course,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, because you know what's up.
Yeah. Now we know in the 2020s. We realize that dating is not easy. And I think at this point now, there's so many things that play a role in dating. You have to have background information these days. Y'all remember that show that came on Netflix or something when the lady didn't know that this guy had these multiple lives and the catfish shows and all these different things.
Oh, yeah.
It's important, right? It's important to, you don't have to do so. I remember that, the guy. I remember you have to, you don't have to do so much research because you kind of want to leave something to the surprise. But in today's 2020s, y'all, I think it will do you a disservice if you don't figure out who you're fucking with. You don't have to know everything about them. But if you know off the back that someone has a history or they have a past and you have that heroes complex, you want to rescue everybody, that's where you draw the line in the sand. So I think in the 2020s, it's important to have that list, which is important, right? But it's also important to have your non-negotiables, which is your morals. Which is what you're willing to not sacrifice for. And I think in the 2020s, it's hard to date people with morals these days because morals are the thing that don't make situationships cool.
Okay, well, question.
Answer. Talk to me.
How do you depict from like what's an actual non-negotiable for you, or if it's like something that you are like just like creating in your head? You know,
that's a good question.
Like non-negotiables mean like, don't put your hands on me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't feel obligated. If you're not going to be sexually active on the first date, make that your business.
Dirty John. That was the name of that.
That was what it was.
Yes, thank you.
And I also think the morals say, if I go out, these are the things I'm not willing to sacrifice. And I think once you get there, that's when we have to go, okay, cool. Now that we got the morality out of the way, where do we go from this date here? Then also, too, do we even know how to date? Shout out to 2 snaps to our boss real quick. Had to put her on blast. Y'all, she was out there in them streets this weekend.
Leave her out
just
of this.
telling all her business.
So,
all of it.
I feel like another thing. I feel like another thing we have to know how to have in this dating word is a thing that I feel like social media likes to call Riz. A little bit of Riz. Y'all know what that is?
I'm 40.
Short for charisma. We gonna help you out.
Oh,
Short.
you see me?
Riz.
I'm thinking like,
you like, huh? Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of Riz. So speaking of Riz, y'all know how to flirt? Y'all be shooting y'all shot?
Yeah, that's
okay,
what they call flirting
no,
now.
hold
That's what
on.
they call flirting now.
Flirting these days are different because you could flirt back in the day like, ooh, baby, I really like your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? But now one
Shoulders.
flirt means I want to screw now. Like
Well,
you can't really compliment people anymore.
Do you feel?
I
But do
mean,
you feel
I
like
do.
you know how to in a way that's because you can flirt with somebody respectfully.
asking
I
me?
feel like yes. I'm asking. Do you feel like you know how to flirt?
Hell
You
yeah.
been shooting your shot?
Hey, I shoot. I mean, I just don't talk.
Okay, show us how you shoot
Show
your
us how
shot.
you-
Hell no. Okay, this be me. Okay, and
Okay,
scene.
Go action.
Because I don't talk. I'm an introvert.
So you just make eye contact?
I have to be like feeling somebody and it has to be like conversation. Because for
But
one,
that's what I'm saying. You got to go up and talk to him.
That's where I struggle.
What do you say?
But
How do you
once
shoot
I
that
do,
shot?
once I do get you and I'm like, yes.
So you don't know how to flirt.
I don't know how to. I do, but it always turns into like sensual or sexual. I have to learn just to go,
Oh.
Nita, tell her, I like your jeans today.
Nah, damn,
And
you got a
see,
fat ass.
right,
Nah,
right,
damn, you
right.
got a fat ass.
Not damn, you got a fat ass, right? So I
Yeah.
think if we learn how
What
to,
are you, a construction worker?
I'm just a reform hoe, and the Lord is not done with me.
Okay,
Um,
Rashad, you feel like you know how to flirt? You be shooting
I
your
feel
shot?
like-
Look how we looked at him like,
I feel like I do know how to flirt. I think sometimes it just comes natural. Like I naturally
okay, I can see that with
Flirt
you.
it comes out. I don't even try to. Like I just be having a regular conversation, and people think nowadays like eye contact means you're flirting. No, I'm just looking you in the eyes because that's how I was taught to
yeah.
talk to people.
Mhm.
Look people in the face when you're talking to them.
Okay.
But people be like, "Oh, you're looking into my eyes," and da 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 da. da. And I'm like, "I'm not. I swear, I'm not."
So imagine that vibe at the dating stage. How do you maintain that after you done got the goodies, you done went on a few dates, and now it becomes a situationship or relationship? How do you maintain that flirtation stage that you had in the beginning with your husband, with your wife? How do you do it 5 years from now, 6 years from now, and still have
Well,
that
I've never
vibe?
had a relationship for that long. What's the longest relationship you've been in?
10 years.
Okay.
I had
We
one of
don't-
those.
you don't have to get
Yeah,
into
I had one of
that.
those.
I mean,
Shout out to her.
That's another episode, right?
Honey, that ain't no episode.
That's a couple episodes.
That's and scene. But I would say if we learn how to flirt now, flirting is what maintains relationships. Flirting
Spice
is
it up.
what keeps it spice. It's the
Spicy.
Riz. It's the Riz, right? Even though I want to say something else, it's the Riz. But I believe too, relationships and things within relationships are built off of taking chances.
Yes.
There is no relationship that has a template. Everything to me is by happenstance. You just so happen to find out what her favorite color is. You happen to find out what he likes, what he doesn't dislike. And I think that's what keeps that homeostasis. That's what keeps that flow, is if I can know my partner at the dating stage and a year from now, I can still keep that same energy. I can still take them to a 5-star resort and try to court them and date them as if I did when I was trying to flirt with you in the beginning stages. And I think oftentimes when we are in situationships, that fire burns out. Don't even get me started on married couples.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes we as married couples, I used to be, right? That we forget how to court our partners. Because all the dating and the pizzazz is in the beginning.
Right.
And then it's a year later, it's 2 years later, it's 5 years later, that's still your same person. Y'all was sneaking and texting, sending pages. Y'all too young to know what pages are, but sending all these
don't know
things.
what a pager
I want
is.
us to really look at dating and look at it from a perspective of how do I maintain this flame with my partner? How do I do it? How do I get to the point to where
Charlie.
we can still go on dates and my person feels excited the fact that we went to Cheesecake Factory. Shout out to Cheesecake Factory. We went to Olive Garden. We went to all these fancy places. I think once you learn how to date, you must date your person all the time.
Which are perfectly fine places to have dates. Don't let
Which
social
are-
media
Right.
Don't let social
I
media
love
trip
Cheesecake
y'all up.
Factory.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
It's 50 pages to the menu. You're going to find something. Get out of the car.
And if you get to the point, you guys, to our viewers and to our listeners, don't let anybody rush you during this stage. I had to take some time off. I had a heartbreak last year, Miss Tati. Shut up, you was here. And after that heartbreak, I just shut down. Not in a bad way where it was like depressive. I went into like a meditative seclusion, just nothing, Miss Tati, nothing. When I say nothing, nothing. And then I created accountability partners because I know me. I may not fall in love, but I will. And I couldn't do that because something in me said, you're taking yesterday till today. And if you want different outcomes in your relationships, you have to move differently. So do not be afraid to be single and really hone in on who you are and what your morals are and what you stand for.
Yeah, I think that's very important because I feel like that's something that I'm kind of going through right now is just really understanding who I am and what I want and just really evaluating. So speaking of list,
Yeah.
Everybody has all of these standards that they want their significant other to reach.
Right.
But you have to do some self-evaluation and look at that list and be like, am I half the things on this list?
That's it. That's it.
And I had all these things on what I want my man to be, or I want him to be fit, or I want him to be God-fearing, or I want him to be healthy, you know? But I was looking at myself, I'm like, okay, when's the last time I opened the Bible?
Wow.
When's the last time I went to the gym or went for a run?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay,
that's
you
a part
gotta
of
be
it.
at least half the things on your list to really, find your person. But yeah.
It honestly sounds like we're going to need a part 2 to the dating episode. However, what are some takeaways, y'all? It's that time.
One of the takeaways I want to say is don't let society pressure you. You're going to see things scroll. You're going to, especially the holiday season. Everybody going to be booed up, matching pajamas. What y'all tell me is cuffing season?
Cuffing
It's time to be cuffed. But guess what? You better cuff yourself and get to love and love on you. Because if you don't cuff you, you're going to get into a situationship, and that cuff is just going to be a tangibility. That's it. It's just a physical cuff. But at the same time, you're still lonely by yourself. So when we come back on our next episode, because we have to do a part 2 with this.
We have to do a part 2.
Because there's so many people who are wondering, why am I single?
Or how to keep that spark.
How do I keep this spark? Where are some places I can go that don't cost a lot of money? Sometimes we think that
are reasonable.
We think dating is it has to be spent with all this money. So I want you guys to like, subscribe, follow, share, but put a tab on here and a notification because we're coming back next week. Remember, find you a person that speaks your language. Figure out what your love language is. And if that person doesn't speak the language that you're speaking, just return to sender because that's not your person. Ain't no need in going on a first date, second date, third date when y'all can just cut it off at the head.
Uno reverse.
You heard what he said. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mind Control Monday, but we going to drop on Wednesday. It's your captain. To the left of me, I got.
You got Caleb Rashad, a.k.a. the boy you can't leave alone, a.k.a. the boy you got to take home. Stop playing with it.
2 snaps for that. To the right of me, I got.
It's Nesha Michelet, a.k.a. the exceptional millennial, a.k.a. the girl who just got off the boat. Literally.
You know what? I like that. Next week when we come back, I'm going to have some AKAs. Coach Nita, a.k.a. DJ, drop that beat one time.